Hey guys, did you guys know we had a merchandise shop? I bet you didn't. Well, we do over on Stream Elements. Links in the description below, and you can actually pick up some of your own merch. We have multiple colors available for each item, including hats, shirts, and stickers. We're going to be adding more and more as time goes on, but if you want to show your support and show it off to others, be sure to check out our merch store. Again, links in the description below. What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video. Today I'm going to be helping you guys build, help with your building here and plan a coaster. So you might notice right away that we do have Google Street View up on the top right side of the screen, and the reason for that is this is going to be my biggest tip right off the bat. If you guys want to get better at building and plan a coaster, find inspiration on Google Maps. Go to one of your favorite parks that has Street View, and then just go around in Street View and find those buildings that you do like and buildings that you want to replicate in game. So I got my one of these buildings picked out. This is in Six Flags Over Georgia. It is I believe some sort of gift shop of some sorts, or some sort of shop. I don't know. If you've been to Over Georgia, you can let me know. So basically, if you want to be better in building, if you start off from scratch and have absolutely no references, have no motivation or no inspiration of some sorts, it's not gonna turn out as good or realistic because you don't have something to model it off of. So if you have Street View up, put up Street View, do whatever you need to get started. The first thing you kind of want to do when doing these references and stuff, also be kind of understand you don't have to go the exact same thing as this. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. You're just taking this as inspiration, which means you're gonna kind of go with the same style, but you can make it your own and make it different. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. You're not doing a recreation here. If you're doing a recreation, by all means try and make it as best as you can. So we're gonna start off with the bottom pieces there, which is the brick. I'm not gonna be doing any interior on this. I'm just going to be doing this based off of the exterior. So we're gonna start off with this brick piece. I'm gonna do a classic 1 meter piece here, and I'm gonna go ahead and change the colors to kind of a different kind of brown here. Let's go with kind of a lighter brown. And again, it doesn't have to be exact. Just kind of also remember when you do these builds and stuff, less is more in a sense. Have you heard that phrase before? You probably have, because try not to make your buildings too big. You don't have to go super crazy large with them. You can go pretty small here. So this kind of has like an L-shaped layout. So you can kind of see we're just gonna do something about that big. Honestly, again, going smaller is honestly kind of the best way to go. Now you can see kind of the texture that the walls do have. Now you can go with a couple things. I think Quinn Dynasty might actually be a really good one because you can see it's very textury. There's also the stucco would be another option because that also has a fairly nice texture. I think we're gonna go with stucco also because it's not a toolkit item, either toolkit or DLC, so a lot of you might appreciate that. So anyways, going into it now, you don't always have to use a 4 meter piece on this. In fact, I think we're gonna go with a 2 meter piece to get started right here. And let's recolor these to that color. I kind of want to have a slightly creamish color going into there. So we're gonna go ahead and build this around. And this is going to give our, kind of like our, gosh dang it, this is going to give our outline, or kind of like, again, the first thing you're doing is kind of shaping your building here. So it's going to add a lot when we do this because it has a steep roof here. We have a very steep roof. I might go 1 more meter here. So this would be a 3 meter, so it's not like a 4 meter. 4 meter would be like way up there. We're going just slightly, I want just smaller than that, so we're gonna do a 2 meter and a 1 meter on top. I think that'll give us the perfect, about the perfect height for this building. So that will look good. And then we're gonna go with the steep incline here for our roof because that's what we want. It's also gonna have it on this side. Again, you can kind of look around and even move to different angles to kind of see what you're looking with. This one in particular does connect with another building. We're not going to worry about that. I'm just going to take this building as inspiration. We can also go on the other side here to see kind of what it looks like on this side as well. You can see kind of like so. All right, so let's go ahead and get our roof on next. I'm going to try and be as very basic here as possible. You don't have to be like, you know, all those other creators that have like so much detail and make everything custom. You know, you can use the in-game pieces. Don't be afraid to use the in-game pieces, whether or not they tell you to or not. You can use in-game pieces. Like, I do it all the time, and the stuff still turns out great. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We also are going to get our corner pieces right here and our inside piece there. There we go. And as you can see, we have a roof on our building. Now, I do sometimes like to, as for a little extra added thing, I like to turn down the grid size and height, copy this over, and I'll go about 1 over like that, and just kind of have like a little overhang. This is probably overhanging a little bit more than what you see in the building, but again, we're using that as inspiration. We're not fully just copying that over. So going over here, there is kind of like a little overhang roof that comes right there. I do want to kind of replicate that, and it is kind of smaller. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there, probably about right there. Let's go with that. Let's go ahead and we're also going to put in the corner piece for that as well. Again, sometimes you want to, we're going to keep it the grid size and height down so you can kind of get precise placement for that, and that's what we're going to want to do there. I'm going to go back to our walls here real quick, to the stucco walls, and what I'm going to do is outline this piece. Oh, it is the gentle slope piece there, and we're just going to place these here kind of like so they're like that. All right, so we got kind of like our basic shaping of how this is going to play out, and that is good. Now we can finally start getting into more detailing, and let's go ahead and start with this face right here of the building. So let's go ahead and find some windows that will work. I think the best windows is definitely going to be this one. If you're doing some interior, you could easily like put in your own custom windows. We're going to go ahead where you can like see on the inside and stuff, but since we're not going to be doing that today, we're just going to be doing this. We're going to do maybe do some double, maybe like right about there. I want it a little bit bigger than what the actual one is, so we're going to do that. I also highly recommend doing the advanced move tool. So when you select an object, if you hold shift, you can actually select more objects in your section. If you hold control, you can deselect options as well. If you do control X while controlling these, as long as it's not a grid piece, you can do the advanced move tool and move it over, which is what I'm doing here. So let's go ahead and get these kind of centered up now. Right there, you can use the lines to your benefit to try and center them up. And we might raise it just a tiny bit there, just a tiny bit. All right, now we're gonna get some wooden trim here. So we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna use the advanced move tool. If you hit X, you can change your axis. Your little different options there. So we're gonna first just kind of go across here, kind of like so. I'm also going to do another one at the top here as well, and I'm going to do some corner pieces as well. So let's go ahead and get those corner pieces kind of going. I want this to kind of show up on both sides. So let's go ahead and put it about right there, and we're going to go down to the brick. Actually, let's sink it into the wall a little bit more. Like so, and go from there. We'll do it on both sides, so we'll copy this on over to this side as well, and there we have it. And then I'm going to go with a small piece. One, we'll start in the middle, and we're going to kind of get that those little vertical trim pieces as well, as you see in there. I kind of want that in my build as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to place one more horizontal piece that's going to go, let's say, I don't want to kind of want to avoid it going through the roof there, so let's go as far as we can here without doing that. Let's get it right there in that spot. And then we're going to do a vertical piece that will connect these two together, like so. And then we're going to go ahead and do some angled pieces here as well. Let's go with a medium piece that's going to connect up here. And we're going to put it on either side. And you can see kind of like the details we're starting to go for, which is quite nice. We might do another vertical piece going right here across. And again, using all this as inspiration, we don't have to go completely exact. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm going to move this over with it so that it is more consistent. And then we're also going to do a angled piece coming off of this as well. That is going to go over there. Okay, and we'll put it on both sides. Just like that. The most important thing with this is you're just going to have to remember you're going to have some patience. And it will come together. Remember always to have patience. I know that can be hard. I have trouble with patience in the game all the time. But the way I kind of deal with it is just do a little bit each day. You don't have to complete everything in one day. You're gonna be building it over time. You know, and then as you get better, you'll find ways to do stuff faster. And even myself, I'm not that great at getting stuff done quick in this game. But that's okay. So anyways, that's coming together. I think I want to go ahead and add another piece right here. It's not in our reference, but that's okay. And then I think I'm also going to add a little bit of a transition piece between our windows. Kind of like this. You know, and these little tiny bits of detail will go a long way in the build. So there we go. We have a nice little detailed face now. That looks pretty solid. Not too shabby. There could be a little bit more in here. We could do some like lanterns and stuff, and stuff to keep it kind of right. I like using the spooky one from the spooky DLC. If you don't have this, of course, you can use other stuff, but I use this light a lot. I think it looks quite nice. Okay, so now we can actually copy this face to this face over here since it's exactly the same. And the easiest way to do that is we're just gonna drag, hold the shift, and do that. And then I'm gonna just get rid of those wall pieces because we don't want the wall pieces. We just want the details. Just want the details here. So we're gonna deselect all the wall pieces here because we don't want that. And then if we do this, you can see that we have all of the stuff we just built, and we're going to copy it on over here real quick. And it may or may not fit perfectly, and if it doesn't, we can adjust stuff to make it fit a little bit better. Just do your best. Sometimes it takes a moment to get it just where we want it, which is right about there. And boom, we've copied that over, and now we have two stuff that's been copied over. So over here we have a double door. So let's go ahead and get a door in here. Will be a nice addition. I'm gonna do this double door right here. And we're gonna make everything different colors and stuff. You kind of want to sometimes recolor your stuff often. Otherwise, everything's gonna make it look like Planet Coaster, and you want to make it look as unique as possible. That's what we're going for. So we're gonna put a second door, kind of over here, just like so, and we're going to put a window piece. Let's put a double window here, just kind of over here, kind of hanging out, and we will put some trim around it as well to make it look kind of nice. So it's nice and detailed. Okay, and then we'll copy this over, and we're gonna go back over here so we can select our medium piece for the rest of it. Kind of like so. And you can see that I'm using basic shapes or basic pieces in the game. I'm not like doing anything crazy. So you can create highly detailed, realistic looking stuff just using by some of the base stuff in the game. You don't have to use you know, you don't have to go in and make crazy everything doesn't have to be custom. I mean, if you get to that point, that's great, but you can do this as like a more of a beginner builder. You know, you just gotta take the time to practice and, you know, and work on it. You know, it's honestly not as hard as you would think. So just keep that in mind, you know. So we're just gonna go through here actually. And I'm just going to build some of these pieces. These pieces are going to kind of serve as a extra support piece as our overhang. So let's go in here. Kind of like so. And we're going to, I'm going to put 2 right there because it's got that, we put in that piece there. Alright, I'm going to put that there. And then we'll also put another one right there. I might put just one extra one right over the door. Why not? Why not? Alright, and then we're gonna real quick put in an extra support piece, diagonal, a nice little diagonal piece here. I think it will be a nice touch that we can place right over the top, and it gives that little extra detail as well that we can use at the same time. So this might not fit with the window over there. I just realized that. So we might go in here and make it just a little thinner. Which will work out for us for those ones. Look at that. That's looking pretty good. Not too shabby. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get some trimmed pieces here. We're gonna try and make sure it's behind our door and windows, just like so, just as that little extra detail here. We're gonna have to push these back a little more behind the door. There we go. And there you have it there. And I think we might go ahead and select all of these. And we're going to just place another one on top there. And then, kind of like how it is in here, we're just going to build some vertical pieces here as well. So go in here. Just for that extra detail. And we'll put an extra one here. In between. All in between. There we go, right between the doors. And it looks like we'll want to probably do it on the side as well. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll put it on either side of the door because I think that always looks nice when you have it kind of forming around your pieces and stuff. And then that'll add a little bit of oomph there. Let's go ahead and add, we do have some lanterns and such, or kind of on either side of the door. I didn't put one right here. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and add some lamps right here. We're also going to add them over by this door as well. And it will be nice and lit at night as well, which will be a nice factor as well. Let's go ahead and add a quick trim to the edge piece here of this roof. So that's at least trimmed there. Go ahead and put it on both sides. Add it to both sides. Make it look really nice. And look at that. You know, we haven't spent too much time with this either, you know, which is a good sign. So, so if you can create stuff like this fairly quickly, if you know what you're doing, you know, if you don't go too crazy. So we're gonna go off to the other side here and see what it is over here. Look, there is a lot of stuff on the roof as well that we'll get to. So we do have some windows kind of hanging out over here. And again, we've already got some windows established here. So we could actually copy some of the stuff we've already done and just copy it to the other sides, you know? Like, take this, for instance, and we want to put the same type of window kind of over here. It's actually going to be pretty simple. So I'm actually going to put a couple of them over here. Kind of like that, and then we need to go ahead and work on this side of the building. So I'm actually gonna take these and use these over here for the roof section. So we're gonna go over here with the roof section and kind of cover this up, which looks very, very nice. And we'll put it right under here as well, which also looks very nice. And then we're gonna put one more on top of these windows, kind of going up here, kind of like so. And these roofs could have a little bit of an extension piece too if you really wanted to go that far. But now, as you can see, we have extra space, unlike they do to our reference. So I'm gonna kind of just keep the same theme that we had of just these little vertical pieces. So we're just gonna add these throughout on top here to fill in the space. And I think that's a good idea. You know, sometimes and this just kind of adds on to our making this building ours. You know, because again, not every building, or we're not again trying to make a recreation here. We're just using this building as our inspiration for what we're doing here. So it's literally just our inspiration. We're not doing anything too fancy here. So let's go ahead and do this, because as you can see, there is a bit of I'm gonna go ahead and get a wood fence in here. It's kind of like a little fence here. And we're gonna use it. Hopefully that, yeah. See, that's one issue that you can run into if we are within that. So let's go ahead and push this forward. Actually, kind of like that, and then let's go ahead and recolor this to a brown texture, and we can kind of create like an employee only, maybe like a little employee only segment here with like a gate that can go right here. So I'm gonna recolor this. I want it to be the same color that is. Okay, there we go. And we can put a little door on here. Let's put a little wooden door, maybe like this one, and make it a similar color. Just kind of make it look like an employee only gate of some sorts. And we can you know, just add on to it. Like, you can just do whatever you want, you know. You can do whatever you want. This is your freaking build, and it is up to you how it goes, you know. This is how it is. This is yours. This is your playground. And then that could be like a backstage area, like legit. And then something that you can also kind of do is, like, say I want to build like a path cover over this. So like, now we're getting to some really insane stuff. So let's go ahead and go into some smooth concrete. And as you can see, it's not going to be exactly where we want. So let's go ahead and split it from the building by pushing this. And then we're going to sink it down just above. And then it's going to be its own separate building, but it is lined up where we want it. And then we can just, you know, kind of build our own little plaza there. And then you can go ahead and get into your pathing here and make this kind of your path cover and everything, and it will work quite nicely for you. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and select the grid, and just like that, you can connect it with your world. And we'll just go ahead and do that. Just like so. And as you can see, you know, that will work quite nicely. And then you can even go as far as kind of, again, this isn't even part of it, you know, I'm just adding this as an idea. Then we can just find, like, I don't know, I'm going to use the spooky pillar. Again, if you don't have DLC, you can use anything you want. You don't have to use what I'm using, you know. And I like to create, like, little transition pieces from this to this, so we're just gonna make it look like it transitions nicely over from the concrete to our main path, because I think that just kind of looks nice. And again, this isn't even in the inspiration, so this is kind of coming from an idea that I have, but I think it will be quite nice for us. So there we go. And then I can go ahead and maybe add those benches that are in front. We do have benches in there. I think I'm gonna go with these benches. Actually look quite nice, and you can put we're gonna put them right up against the wall here, kind of like in our inspiration here. And then maybe place some trash cans. I'm gonna use the spooky ones because I think they look good as well. I like using them quite a bit. We can put one there. Sometimes, depending on where your pathing is, you might not have the option to put it exactly where you want, but that's okay. But as you can see, and then if you wanted to do an interior, you can. So we're gonna go ahead and head into here. We're getting close to the finish line, but now we're gonna decorate our roof a little bit. It's a little dull and kind of boring for the most part. So let's go ahead and go into our roof decorations. As you can see, there are some chimneys on this. So let's go ahead and add a few chimneys. I'm just gonna kind of change the colors up a little bit, because again, if just changing the colors can add a lot to your build as well. Because if you use the default colors, it kind of looks a little bit, you know, like Planet Coaster. And we want to avoid falling into that, oh, it looks like it came from Planet Coaster. We want to make it look like it could be our own. Now, there are a few dormers here as well, and the easy way to do that is you can go custom dormers, but if you want to make some really simple ones that are really easy to do, you can literally just grab some wall pieces here, turn down the grid size. We can just do this and basically just throw in our walls here. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit on the large side, but you know, I might have to push this out, or at least push it further down so we don't clip through the other side. Right about there. And then we can go, I need to get the stucco pieces here. And then we can make a quick, let's just do the gentle piece here. This wall was pushed outside. There we go. So not too bad. There we go. And then we'll get a roof piece. Just a quick roof piece that uses the same type of roof. I actually kind of want to use the same color so it matches the rest of the roof colors, which will be great. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and place this on the other side. I'm gonna replace this a little bit again. So again, it just takes a little bit of tweaking here, because I don't really want that to go through if possible. So we can just kind of have like a dormer piece right there, and then just put I'm just gonna put a window on it real quick. And I'm just gonna use this wooden window. Looks good. And then maybe a couple of pieces of trim to round this off a bit to kind of match the rest of the style that we have here. Again, this is if you want to go really advanced, I definitely like make a custom some custom walls and stuff just for this, because this is a little bit on the larger side, but it is the easiest way to do it without having to worry about anything else. So, but this is just the quickest way to do it. Okay, so we're gonna have these come out a little bit like this. And get those in there. Once we have these in here, once you get one of these, you can actually like go in and we could like copy this over to other spots of the building as well. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to push that underneath, so let me go look a little bit better. So now we have our dormer kind of bulging out there. Let's go ahead and copy all this, make sure we have it all selected. Let's deselect that, we don't want that selected. And we can kind of move this to wherever else we want. So let's place another one over here. Sitting right there, doesn't go through anywhere, that's nice. And let's set another one, maybe go right there. Either there, or we can make it directly above the other one, across from the other one. Yeah, we'll do that. As you can see, I did miss a piece, so we're just gonna have to copy this over here. That does sometimes happen. Kind of miss a spot. But there's that, and that kind of adds a little more flavor to the roofing and everything. And as you can see, we have a pretty nice little building going on here. A gift shop, whatever you want to make it, you know. Even a little spot that could lead back into a backstage area. Now, as for the back of the building, it's up to you if you really want to continue the details back here. Backstage areas or the back of the building that are not going to be seen by guests, it's totally acceptable to keep them pretty bare. I usually at least add some slight stuff here, so like we'll just add a few of these at least, and just at least kind of detail it a little bit, if that makes sense. So we'll just kind of have like that, and we might just throw in some quick vertical pieces because this is really quick and it can at least make it match the rest of the building really well. So let's make sure that's centered, and we'll go like this. Now, since we don't have references of what the back looks like, you can kind of just do your thing here and just kind of do whatever. So there you have it. Okay, and then I'm gonna place one more, just a couple of touch-ups here, just to kind of finish us up here. I'm gonna put that there, and there you have it. There is a finished, for the most part, at least I think it's finished, roof or a building right here that we have created in Planet Coaster using some inspiration we found off of Google Street View. Now, again, you can do this for anything. It doesn't have to be a building. It could be coasters. It could be anything you want to go off of Street View. I go off of Street View for my buildings personally, just because I think it makes me a much better builder. My builds are so much better if I'm actually using some inspiration from something else that is in real life. If I don't, it doesn't turn out as good, and I can guarantee you yours probably won't turn out as good either, unless you're very, very talented on building buildings yourself. So without having inspiration, but if you were, you probably wouldn't be on this video. So I hope this helped you out, guys, on creating more realistic buildings. Just the most important thing is take your time, don't speed through it, and just try and make it as good as you can. You know, you don't have to spend, this, you can do about a building a day or so in your park. Just take it easy. And I know how easy it is to get burnt out in Planet Coaster, because literally we built one building and it's been like 30 minutes in game time. the video might be shorter for you, but this took me about 30 minutes to build overall, which actually isn't too bad, to be honest, to create like a nice, pretty well detailed building. But yeah, just go into Street View, guys, find your inspiration. It makes it so much easier. And like I said, it just needs to be inspired by. It doesn't have to be recreated. You can make it your own. And that's kind of like what we did here. We used kind of the general shaping of it, but we kind of made it our own, and it's not exactly the same as what we did there. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this. We do have a merch store, in case you didn't know. Links in the description if you want to go check out some of our merch on the channel. So I'm gonna be adding more and more merch. That's just the basis. We're gonna be getting more stuff like mugs and stuff in the future, but if you do want to pick up some JLW Games merch, it is there for you if you want to show your support even further for the channel. We really do appreciate it over here at JLW Games. You guys have been overwhelmingly supportive lately, and I really do appreciate you guys checking out everything here that we have to offer. But thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know in the comments if this helped. If it didn't, let me know as well, and what kind of tutorials you'd like to see in the future. But I appreciate you guys. Have a great day and even cool tomorrow. Thanks, and goodbye.